Swear to
What
God,
you gonna do, crybaby?
with alligator.
I wear alligator Alcatraz
I
merch
honestly
if
can't
I
say on
want
this
to.
app what I
And
want
what
to
you
do.
gonna do, baby? I'm gonna tell you FA and
They have
FO.
merch
Okay?
for our
So
concentration
you
camp.
have the day you deserve.
A few moments later.
This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings. Help us. We need help. Get me the media. Get me some official. Get me water. Get me anything we need, please. We have nothing. For God's sakes, Travis County, help us. Don't treat us like we're nothing out here, because we're not. We're human beings. We pay taxes out here. Don't treat us like this.
I'm gonna tell you FA and
They have
FO.
merch.
Okay?
Right. Black people have gone through a lot of things. They've gone through all kinds of oppression, discrimination under the hands of the white men. Okay? And it started some time back when colonization happened in Africa. Blacks suffered in Africa. They cried so much because of everything that was happening to them. They struggled to take a white man out of this land. Yeah, but the life of a black person was made difficult by a white person. Many people were taken into slavery. They went there. When they got there, they were taken there so they can be able to go and work for the white people. They've been working for the white people, and all this has been seen many times, and in many years, it has been seen as like it has been something that was normal. And therefore, these people were taken as just servants. Yeah. They were not respected. They were not taken seriously when they was bringing up issues. They were just seen as workers in the farms, okay, and all that. But this suffering has been going on. The oppression, the discrimination, the racism, the segregation, and all that. And nobody cared about a black life. Nobody cared about a black person. They never knew that these people are also human beings, and they're supposed to be treated as humans. They're supposed to be taken seriously, okay? Now, I would not be wrong if I would say that the God of black people is now working out things, because these people have been crying for so long, and maybe their cry is now being answered by God. Yeah, what is happening right now in the US, it is so bad. And I came up with this issue, and I wanted to talk about this issue. I wanted to address this issue because there is something I wanted you to know, and there is something I wanted all of us to understand. I want you to watch these videos, yeah, and then we shall come back and talk about it. But before that, let me say something. I think we should copy from what is happening and from what is going on out here. And even Africans people, the black people in Africa, the black leaders in Africa should also understand that the people they're depending on, they're the same people who cannot even take care of their own people, who can take care of their own citizens. Because white people are crying today because they went ahead and voted into the government a leadership that is now oppressing them. Yeah, and then you are a leader in Africa, you want to depend on someone who are on a foreign government or a foreign president, maybe the United States president, and even the people in his country themselves are crying because this man has not been able, he has failed to take care of them. He has failed to protect them. So you tell me, how can you do that? And how can you depend on someone who cannot even take care of himself? This person can't make himself stand, and you want to go ahead and depend on this person. Meanwhile, black people are very intelligent, and they want the white people because they are intelligent. They want them about everything that is happening. They never listened to them. They never wanted to understand them. They thought these people cannot say anything. They can't tell us anything. Yeah, so we can't listen to them. But right now, it is hitting them hard. Right now, it is really, really hitting them hard, and they're beginning to now beg black people to help them. Take a look at these videos. I'll come back and talk more about it.
We are finally starting to see people realize, MAGA specifically, that they have been duped by Trump, especially after the big, beautiful bill was passed.
Bullshit bill. We voted for Trump because he promised us to cut taxes on tips, Social Security, and overtime. So they write this bill, it goes through the House, then it goes to the Senate, and then the Senate just chops it all up and they say, oh yeah, we're going to no tax on tips.
If you did not know, the big beautiful bill was essentially an extension of Trump's tax cuts from his first term that Biden essentially kept during his term. So if you felt like taxes were high, it's because of Trump. Now we're paying a tariff when we buy goods. A tariff is a tax. I'm calling it a federal sales tax. The Republicans only care about their rich friends. They do not care about you. The Democrats are not much better, but at least they're not evil. Congratulations on paying the same and getting less.
Voted for Donald J. Trump in the 2024 presidential election, and I am starting to regret my vote. When I voted for Donald Trump, I was under the impression that we would be getting rid of the undesirable illegal aliens. Now I have no one to work on my farm. What am I supposed to do? Pay them a living wage? This isn't handout city. I'm not giving these people no handouts. And how am I even supposed to do that anyway? I thought the plan was to tax the poors. Okay? I thought we were going to tax the poors. I make $25,000 a year. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them poors. But why did my taxes raise? I thought us good folks were supposed to be getting tax cuts. That was what I thought. Plus, I'm white. Why did my taxes raise, and why do I have no one to work my farm? I do not understand this, and I know that this was not what Donald Trump meant to happen. I know that he doesn't want us good Trump supporter folks suffering, but we are. Donald Trump, please reverse this. I'm a white person. I am not supposed to be suffering. It was supposed to be.
Our state is going to go bankrupt in 2 quarters. Me and my husband owned a cattle ranch here, and I can confirm that all of the cattle ranchers here overwhelmingly voted for Trump. We support him. We voted for him. Something like 70% of our entire workforce is undocumented immigrants, and they straight up are not showing up for work anymore. They have all either fled the country, fled the state. They don't want to get raided while at work, so they have just moved on to work somewhere else. And straight up, we are going to go bankrupt now. We are going to go bankrupt. And yeah, we voted. We knew that the immigrants would get deported and he was coming after immigrants, yet we still voted for it. Overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it's...
I need to know if you heard what the CEO of In-N-Out said. The CEO of In-N-Out is a Nepo baby. Her father started In-N-Out in California. They became billionaires because of California tax dollars, California revenue. But she's MAGA, and it's, quote, too hard to raise a family in California, so she's moving her shitty family to Tennessee, where they don't have any taxes, and their education, they just got ranked the worst state in the country. Yeah, she wants to move her MAGA-loving self to Tennessee so she could be around more idiots. I need to know how many Angelinos are going to be protesting and boycotting In-N-Out now, because as somebody who loves the double-double animal style with your cheese fries, and I've defended your shitty fries for years, I think you're going to see a dip in sales.
So now that I have fallen down this rabbit hole, I just jumped onto Twitters, and I got an alt Twitter where I pretend to be a MAGA guy, and I saw a live, and I am not kidding you. This dude, all these dudes these farmer dudes in there, these farm owner dudes, they're saying, well, we thought the blacks would come back and do the jobs because they don't have jobs. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but black people have jobs, and you thought you were getting your slaves back is basically what you were saying. That's what you thought. It's still going right now, and I'm not going to post a link to it because I don't want to give these people a voice. But they think they're in a safe space on Twitter. They're not.
It's time to speak up. Well, it appears the joke's on me. It appears I have been the biggest fool alive. You see, before the last couple of days, I knew that there was a segment of MAGA who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt in the meantime. I knew there was that section, but I really, really thought that most of MAGA just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize, and that they would. But they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now, I know there are a few, and I thank you guys. You make it worth sticking with this. But over the last couple of days, I have realized that the majority of Republicans do not care how many people are hurt. And they are exactly what Palpatine said. They're the ones he was talking about when he said he could unalive someone in public and they would still vote for him. I thought they just wanted lower egg prices. I thought they were struggling in the economy and it was hard and they wanted their lives to be easier, and they listened to that. And that's why they voted for him. But they don't care. They literally don't care how many other people in this world are hurt. See, the difference is I'm willing to pay more for my eggs if it means no one in my country goes hungry tonight. I am willing to pay more for my eggs if it means everybody can have an egg. But they really don't care. And I am heartbroken that so many in my country don't care. That so many won't go love their neighbor. But I want to thank those of you who are. You're the ones keeping me going. Go love your neighbor.
Didn't I tell y'all that's what they thought? They thought black people were going to go get them jobs in the field. Since the migrants are gone, we ain't got no jobs, so we going to go back in the field and pick. That's what they thought. Oops. We worked for free in this country for 290 years. We ain't picking nothing for y'all. Y'all better get y'all white folks out there and go pick them fruits and them vegetables and take care of them cattle and the chickens. We not going out there. But I made a video. I can't find the shit, damn it. But I made a video when this all started, and I said they think black people are going to go back and work in the fields. That's why Donald Trump said they are taking black jobs. They think that's what we're supposed to go do. And they're finding out real quick. Black people ain't coming. Y'all can hold your breath on that one. We ain't picking shit for y'all. We will grow our own vegetables and take care of our own selves. We not going to them fields. Y'all better figure out what y'all want to do about this immigration policy and these mass deportations, or white folks, get your ass out there and go pick your own.
I'm excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming, and
this is how it's going.
So I admit I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner so that I didn't drain out my bank account.
What y'all having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Because that is far more interesting to me than whatever she talking about. Have the day you voted for, ma'am. Get your dancing shoes back out and gets to stepping. Make America great again. One millionaire and billionaire at a time. He loves the poorly educated. His words, not mine. And this is the prime example of why. FAAFO. Have the day you voted for. And don't make me say it no more.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a third grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property in the bank, property and money in the bank, with a third grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not. That's not progress. We're trying to heal from ancestral trauma. We're trying to heal from that. That ain't happening. That produce could rot in them fields before we go back to them fields. They need to let them know that.
There are 4 things that everybody who's not a Trump supporter thinks about you, and so far you've done nothing to disprove these things. 1, you're uneducated. And I don't mean uneducated in the sense that you didn't go to school and learn to read or do basic arithmetic. I mean you're uneducated as far as what's going on in the world. You got goggles on, only paying attention to what you want to pay attention to. Dose, you lack empathy. You don't care what happens to somebody else as long as it doesn't happen to you. Imagine for a moment the government started saying, hey, your marriage is illegal. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? But you don't care that it's happening to gay people as long as it doesn't happen to you. 3, you lack independent thinking skills, meaning you are incapable of forming your own thoughts, opinions, or viewpoints on things. You need pundit talking points from Fox News or whatever that other OAN. You need those people to tell you what to believe. You don't have the ability to look into those claims and maybe think something else. It's a confirmation bias. You live in this bubble and you refuse to step outside of it. 4, and I think this is the most important one. I think this is the one you really need to work on if you have the ability, and that is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to look at a situation and say to yourself, you know what, that's kind of fucked up. That's not right, and you can't do that. So I look forward to all the laughing emoji reactions to this video, because the people that I just made these claims about don't have the ability to defend themselves. So they do so just with the laughing emoji. So fire away.
The black jobs. They really thought that we was going to be looking for black jobs, y'all. And I woke up this morning, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw this guy made a video, and I saved it to my favorite, so you can go look for it. And he said he was pretending to be MAGA on one of those other apps. He said they were doing a live, and the farmers were saying that they thought that the black people would be looking for jobs to work on their farms. Now, you got to be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work? Do they not know that we are educated and we got degrees? And being a farm worker ain't even in the jobs categories that we be looking for. They really don't know how educated some of us are. They don't know how many degrees a lot of us have. They got to be really lost if they think that we want to come and work on their farms. They don't know that our parents and our grandparents growing up wouldn't even let us be outside if it wasn't no shade outside. Do they really think that we gonna work on a farm where ain't no shade trees at? I hate to disappoint y'all, baby, but you're going to have to get somebody else to do it, because we ain't working on nobody's farm. Never. The only way you gonna see black people working on a farm is if they own the farm, because we not working on nobody's farm as no workers. So I hate to disappoint y'all. If y'all thought those was black jobs that black people looking for, honey, you better think again, because black folks that I know got good jobs. We've had a black president, we had a black vice president, we got black senators, we got black congressmen, we got black CEOs, we got black doctors, we got black nurses, we got black psychiatrists, we got a lot of good black jobs. Now, I don't know what y'all thought we was gonna be farm workers for. We don't even want to work in the fast food industry. Those jobs, we don't want those kind of jobs. So, I hate to disappoint you MAGA people, but we don't do farm work. So get somebody else to do it. I'll like, share, comment, and repost. Drop in the comments, y'all education and y'all good black jobs, because they don't think we got good black jobs out here. So
every time I post about the work that Texans are doing and how Texans are fighting against this regime, I always get comments like this. You know, Texans deserve what's happening to them. You voted for this. And by interesting, I actually mean it's stupid. You know, you've got this guy here I bet nobody in there listened to VP Kamala Harris. Not only did I listen to VP Kamala Harris, I was an invited guest in the VP's house multiple times and introduced her before one of her speeches. I promise you that you did not outwork me this election cycle behind your keyboard. I promise you that. And you all want to claim people like Jasmine Crockett. Where do you think Jasmine learned how to fight? Here in Texas, in the Texas House. Because we've been fighting these battles by ourselves for a long ass time while you've been sitting in your blue ivory towers looking down on us saying it's never going to happen to me, and now here we are. And when you leave comments like this of, Texans deserve it, this is what they voted for, what you're actually doing is perpetuating the rights talking point for them that our rights should be dependent on zip code. That's how they overturned Roe. So congratulations that you would rather point the finger than work on progress with us, because until you're ready to go and do the fight in the hard place.
All right, welcome back again. Now, let's have some little conversation here. And I want us to follow each other. I want us to understand each other clearly, because I'm talking from this perspective of seeing African governments depending on the United States government and depending on European governments. But today, I want to focus so much on the United States government, yeah? Because recently, I saw some African presidents and African leaders. They were really trying to go to the United States because they want to have some cooperations and they want to have some business to do with the United States government, because they were called there. They are told, you know, we're going to give you some little things here and there. And I think maybe I don't want to talk about it, but let me just have some clear information here, or some clear rigors here. This is what I'm trying to see. Like, you see right now what is happening. These are white people, and they're really crying because of what is happening, because they voted for MAGA. Yeah, they wanted America to be great again, and that is what they were promised, that America is going to be great again under the regime and under the government of President Donald Trump. Yeah, so they had to take President Donald Trump to power. They took him to power. Trump went to power, and after he went to power, at the end of the day, they are now crying because of bad governance, because this man is not even taking care of them. He doesn't think about them. He doesn't protect them. He promised he's going to take care of them. He promised that they are going to make America great again, and he's going to do everything to make sure that they are going to be a greater country once again. Okay, and every white people woke up very early in the morning. They went to the ballot. They voted into the government, President Donald Trump. The reason as to why they voted President Donald Trump in the government is because they wanted to punish black people. Yeah, because black people wanted Kamala Harris to become the president, but Kamala Harris did not ended up becoming the president because white people and Latinos they really went ahead and voted for Donald Trump to become the president, because he has told them, I'm gonna do great things for you. I'm gonna make you a great country. I'm gonna look at your issues, and I'm gonna protect the sovereignty of the country. I'm going to make this country great again. They did not know that making America great again had some other intentions, or some maybe other things that they did not know. Okay, today they are crying because the leader they chose has failed to fulfill the promises that he said he's going to fulfill, okay, to them. Meanwhile, these white people, their intention was to punish black people, was to make black people feel bad, or wanted black people to go through some difficult time and all that, because they have always wanted black people to be slaves. They have always wanted black people to work for them. So when these black people are oppressed and they have nothing to do, they have no option, they will have nothing, and they will have no option than just to serve them, than just to keep on working for them and all that. Okay, so after that one happened, now it has turned on them. But what is important is that black people want white people. They want them. Yeah, because they wanted Kamala Harris to become the president. You see, black people, this is what I talk about all the times. I'm trying just to lay foundation before I talk about what I want to talk about. I want you to understand something here, that black people have an insight, a great insight. They looked at this man and they felt like this man is not going to help these people because they know. And that is why all the times we talk about the black people intelligence. That is why every time Captain Ibrahim talks about black people's intelligence, yeah, black people great thinking capacity, like they see far, okay, and they warned them. They told them this man is not going to help you, and black people went ahead and voted Kamala Harris into the government. But white people, together with other people, they joined hands together to make sure that Donald Trump becomes the president because they wanted to punish black people, but they were warned, okay. Now, what is happening right now? These people are really crying and they are really desperate. Yeah, they are desperate of the help and of the like the help of the black people, because they want black people to keep on helping them and to keep on working for them. Because everything that is happening, black people are not supporting them. They are not even backing them up. Yeah, and black people, it's not that they are not backing them up because they have maybe a bad heart or they hate them or something like that. It is because they had warned them before, but the warning they gave to them, they did not follow it. Okay, now this is now my point. This is where I want to go. You see what is happening in the United States of America right now, when these people are really crying, these white farmers are really crying because of what they are going through, and the government cannot even help them. The government is not concerned about them. And we are having in Africa leaders who really want to continue working with this president, thinking this president is going to help them and is going to be a person who is going to help them stand and all that. Whereas this president even himself cannot even be able to help his people. He can't even be able to take care of his people. He can't even be able to solve the problems that his people are having. Yeah, you see, it is in America, in the United States, where we think that everything is okay, nobody is suffering, nobody is going on through anything bad, but people are crying. You see, the woman was really crying and asking, are we not human beings? And that is the question that we are also asking. Are we black people not human beings? Because we've been asking people this question for so many times. Nobody has been answering this question for us. Are we black people not human beings? Because you're asking us if you're not human beings. What are we supposed to ask even ourselves? Are we not human beings? Yeah? You see, people should learn from this, and people who really want to continue working with the West, or they really want to continue depending on the West for help, they should know that charity begins at home. If I cannot be able to make my home and put my home in order, nobody else should also come and try to, I should not try to show out that I'm very good, or I'm a very right person to help other people. If my home is not in order, how can I make and put another man's home in order? Yeah, if my friend cannot be able to put his home in order, how and why should I go to him for help so that he can be able to help me to put my home in order? It is just something we need to think. Okay, it is something that we need to think. So here we've been asking African Americans and black Americans to come back to Africa, because we know these are our people with great minds who can be able to help us, who can be able to take us from a certain point to another point. Okay, because if they were able to warn the white people not to vote Trump into the government, because at the end of the day it is going to backfire and it's going to turn on them, and white people did not listen, did not hear, and right now the same white people are the ones who are suffering, because whatever they were told by the black people, it is now coming true. I think the God of black people is now punishing the white people through Donald Trump, because it has been so long when black people have been going through every kind of brutal, every kind of oppression, every kind of discrimination, and every kind of thing under the hands of the white people. And these white people did not care. They never had even that little, like, what do I say? That little mercy over black people. Black people really cried. Yeah, they never had that little mercy. Now it is happening on them. They are crying, and you know what even makes me happy is the fact that they are not crying because they're being like they're being mistreated by black people. Yeah, it is not like the other way around, that black people are now mistreating them. No, it is their own people who are mistreating themselves. Their own white leader who is mistreating them and who is working. It doesn't matter, doesn't care about them. And that is why we said, even the United States of America is not being led by the government. It is led by the rich people. And therefore, the poor white people in America will still continue to suffer. That's why we say there is no democracy in America. When people think there is democracy in America, people who pretend they are Democrats and they are trying to show democracy to other countries, to push democracy to other countries, even in their own countries, there is no democracy. So rich people are trying to take over and to tell the president and the government what to do. So white people, poor people do not have any part. So they will continue crying and crying and crying. And that is why they said, please, be very careful when you're electing leaders. Don't just elect leaders because you want to punish other people. You've been so desperate on punishing black people. That is why you went ahead and voted Trump into the government. But at the end of the day, what is happening today, it is something that is very, 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 very dangerous. And it is really hurting you. It is really making you cry. What are you supposed to do? What you're supposed to do is now to beg black people to help you, to beg black people to fight for you, or to be, because black people are fighters. If they decide today they want to fight the government of the United States of America, they will fight it, because these people are fighters. These people are very strong. These people, there's nothing they cannot do. They will fight that government, and that government will be in order. But because you decided you want to do things in your own way, or you felt like black people cannot tell us anything when they were asking to vote Trump into the government, right now you're crying. Right now you have nowhere to run to. You have to sit down and face your country, face the consequences that you brought to you yourself. So what I'm saying is, black people need to be respected. Black people need to be treated well. Black people need to be taken care of. And that is what Donald Trump, Captain Ibrahim Traore, says every day in Africa, that black people in America have built America. They need to be respected. They need to be taken care of. They need to be understood. They don't need to be treated anyhow. Yeah. So you white people, you need to know the country you're living in has been built by black people. So you trying to ignore the voice of the black people when they're asking you don't go this direction, and you want to go that direction, that is why you're facing the kind of consequences you're facing today. Otherwise, the vision was to make America great again, the MAGA. And right now, it is now turning back to you. It is now backing you off. What are you going to do? What are you going to say? Yeah? Listen up. It is not over until it is over. Maybe what was happening is now turning back, and maybe God is punishing them because of what they've been doing, because it is their own person who is making them suffer. The same way they are even making African leaders make their own people suffer. They're just transmitting the same diseases to the African leaders who are puppets to them. And that is how now the cycle keeps on going. But we are glad because we have Captain Ibrahim Traore in Africa, who has come and he has made Africa to wake up. A lot of people in Africa, they have woken up and they are ready to do better. They are ready to change. They are ready now to start doing things in a different way. Tell me what you think in the comment section about it. I'll do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. I am the African Streamline. This is your place to be. This is the best place for you to be, and keep on being here, keep on coming in, keep on tuning in. If it's your first time to be here, don't forget to subscribe. For the returning subscribers, I salute you. God bless.